Hey guys. So we're going to continue the series of you are more powerful than your problems, you are more important than your problems, you are absolutely able to overcome your problems. And remember that this was a multifaceted process. There's a lot of pieces to this puzzle. And the piece of this puzzle is you can find a way to learn from your problems, and then specifically what that looks like. What does it look like to actually learn from your problems? What does that actually look like? How do we bring that about? What do you as the person on planet Earth do in those situations to learn from your problems, right? What does that actually look like? What does that entail? So for me, when I think about learning from my problems, when I think about learning from my challenges, to me, what that looks like is not repeating the same thing if it's not helping. Not repeating the same thing if it's not helping. I think it's easy for a lot of us to get caught in the same pattern, to get caught in the same rhythm, to get caught in the same sequence of events. And sometimes those sequences can actually bring about our problems. Sometimes those can be a portion of the root cause. They can be. And I think ultimately we need to be able to recognize what the root cause of the situation is. And once you're able to recognize the root cause of the situation, then you can say, okay, I'm going to learn from this situation. I'm going to learn from this root cause. I'm going to learn from the feedback I'm getting, which is the problem itself. And like I said, what that means to me, to say, what does that look like in action? To me, that simply means I'm not repeating the same thing over and over again. I am adjusting myself. I am calibrating myself. I am adjusting the way I view myself and the way I view the world I live in. If you say your problem is that your blood sugar is out of control, okay? So you say, okay, I want to learn from that situation. Okay, so maybe it's your diet, maybe you're drinking too many calories, pop juice, so on and so forth. But what does that look like to say I've learned from it? What does that mean? It means you stop doing the situation that brought you into here. You stop doing the things that brought about the situation that you're in, right? If your problem is sugar, if your problem is alcohol, if your problem is pornography, whatever that situation is, learning from it to me means you're not doing it over and over again. You're learning a way to adjust. So if your problem is drinking calories, you're drinking too much pop, you're drinking too much juice. Okay, what's a way you can learn from that? Well, you could go cold turkey. That's one way, right? Another way is to say, hey, maybe I'm just going to go with some flavored water, right? Whatever the case may be. But that's what it means to say that I've learned from my situation, that I've learned from it, that I've found a way to adjust with it. You're never going to be able to get away from your problems. And if anyone here is trying to honestly run away from your problems, I promise you, you are running away from your growth and development. You don't want to run away from your growth and development. You want to run towards your growth and development. You want to embrace your growth and development. You want to integrate your growth and development so that you and your growth and development become one. But like I said, what does it look like to say that I've learned from my situation is to say that I'm not repeating the same situation over and over again. Another example, you say, well, I got a problem with pornography. Okay. So what does it mean to say I learned from it? Well, I figured out what my triggers might be. I figured out why I start watching porn. I figure out why I keep watching porn. And then I figure out what makes me watch it again the next day. So once you got those situations laid out, once you know what's going on, then at that point, you can say, okay, I'm going to recognize that when I'm entering that frame of mind, when I'm entering that part of my day, I'm going to recognize that and I'm going to do something different. I'm going to go outside and take a walk. I'm going to go put on the TV. I'm going to go open up a book. I'm going to call someone I care about. But I'm not going to use the pornography. And you can substitute pornography for any sort of a, drug as well. That's what it means to say that I've learned from it. Is I've learned what the root cause is, I've learned what my triggers are, I learned what my weak spots are, and I'm doing something other than using. I'm doing something other than partaking. I'm finding something else to do with my time. I'm finding something else to do with my day. Another problem is to say, okay, maybe you're just always late. Maybe you're always 10 minutes behind. All right, so, what does it look like to say I've learned from that? Well, I figure out what I'm doing that's taking up that extra 10 minutes. Maybe it means I'm getting up 10 minutes too late. Maybe it means I'm staying up 2 hours too late. It doesn't matter. It could be anything, but that's what it means to me to say that I've learned from my situation, is that I'm adjusting myself. I am modifying the way that I view myself, how I view the world, and then how I move within it. Because if you can start changing the way you view things, if you can start changing the way you go about things, I promise things will be getting so much better. All right, peace.